No objection. Leave is granted. The honourable member for Perth has the call.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. And it has been a great adventure to travel with this committee and to meet the brilliant characters whose imagination and hard work have made Northern Australia such an intriguing place. And I want to acknowledge that we have some great Nor'westers in the gallery today. We have Mayor Kelly Howlett, Deputy Mayor Gloria Jacob and CEO Mal Osborne from the dynamic town of Port Hedland, a place which is contributing so much to the wealth of a nation. Mr Deputy Speaker, Australia does need to pivot north for a whole variety of reasons. Firstly, we have in the north of Australia a very substantial Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander population that does need the opportunity to be brought into the economic life of Australia, to provide an opportunity for their current and future generations to be full participants in Australia's economic life. And we need to work hard to bring these communities, bring an end to the endemic disadvantage and what we might call an economic apartheid that is still evident today. But secondly, we need to develop the north because it does allow us to develop new markets and opportunities for our nation. These opportunities arise from the proximity to Asia and from the fact that we share a climate zone with hundreds of millions of neighbours to our north. Now, this gives us the opportunity to use our educated community and our access to research and technological innovation to find cutting-edge solutions to agriculture, health, resource development and construction in the tropics and the hot savanna. So our committee's task was to hear in great detail from right across Northern Australia the vision of local communities for the north and to provide an open grain filter to bring those ideas together. I think it would be fair to say that we did not have the resources that would enable to do this, to indeed be able to do the cost-benefit analysis or necessarily prioritise these submissions, but to provide that rough filter and bring these projects together. And we certainly have seen some submissions that have been quite extraordinary in their aspiration. But for me, some of the most important contributions really stressed the importance of detailed research, not to stop development, but to guide in the most creative way the investment in research that it is critical for us to fulfil the potential of the north. And it's true that we might not be the food bowl for Australia, but we certainly can put more food on the table, and we can advance the capacity of our Asian neighbours to feed themselves through the pioneering work that has been done in agriculture and horticultural innovation. So we did stress there was a very great focus on the need to develop the water resources, but we stressed that whilst there were many, many different ways in which the community felt that could be done, that we were very clear that this needed to be always predicated and built on a solid scientific foundation, a foundation of scientific research. And I particularly was very taken with the work that has been done at places like Quilto and Gogo Station, where we saw that fine-grained mosaic use of groundwater being brought into the food chain to allow us not only to produce agricultural crops, but feeding those into the development of our livestock and the development of local value-add opportunities. I also was very pleased to see those great submissions on projects like the Pilbara Interconnected Grid, a fantastic project that will reduce the energy demand, reduce the energy costs and make the Pilbara a place that will be very, very viable for a whole diversification of interests into the future. Now, as the chairman said, if we are going to be serious about this, if we want this to be something other, and the white paper that this feeds into to be something other than another shelf filler, that we are going to need to ensure that there is a department, a well-resourced department of Northern Australia with its own minister and its own resources. And I want to thank the Chair for his very generous and collaborative leadership, and I think it would be fair to say that we had a committee that came to the task with some very divergent perspectives, but our Chairman's generosity of spirit and leadership has enabled us to find some common ground, and I want to thank all my colleagues. We've had some absolutely fantastic times, particularly with the two Warrens. It must be something in the water or in the name. That's right. It would be a great one too, and it's great to have been a passenger there. I've survived it. I've become battle-hardened. But also thanks to the Secretariat. I understand it has been a wild and sometimes rough ride, but we do appreciate their efforts, and in the end we've been able to bring together, I think, a very solid report. Thank you.